What's good, everyone? It's your boy Zach, and welcome back to Grailboundgaming for video pickups number 5. One thing that I've noticed on this platform is that there are some content creators who collect for and create content specifically for retro video games. And on the flip side, there are those that collect for and create content specifically for modern games. What you'll find with my channel is that there's going to be a mixture of content for retro and modern video games. So in this video, I'm going to share all of my recent pickups with you all on both the retro and modern side. And I do hope that you can all find something to your liking in this video, whether it's on an older gen console or for a more modern console. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, then definitely take a break, chill, and join me as I continue to share these pickups that I got. So without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, everybody, so to start things off with today, I got a stack of NES games that I want to go through. It has been amazing collecting for the NES console, and yeah, I want to continue growing my collection with it. So the first game I want to talk about briefly is Bubble Bobble. This is like a puzzle game that involves these dinosaur characters here, and the purpose of this game is that you go through different levels. You can play solo or you can also play co-op with someone, and as you go through these levels, there's all these enemies that are on the level, and the way to defeat these enemies and to get from one level to the next is to trap them in the bubbles that you form as these dinosaur-like creatures, and you can literally remove them from the level. So really cool game right here, glad to have it. All right, next up is a couple of games in a franchise, and I have the first Double Dragon game here, as well as the second one. This is a very well-known arcade beat 'em up that ended up having its games ported over to the NES, so definitely to have those. I know that there is a third game that I will eventually get. I'm just taking my time, and I'll be happy when I find it. So yeah, Double Dragon 1 and 2. Okay, so the next game is Felix the Cat. This is one of the more pricier games on the NES, but it's a really cool and unique side-scrolling platformer game. And I believe Konami ended up compiling this game along with a couple of other Felix the Cat games in one bundle package for the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, I was happy to at least get the very first game here, and maybe at some point I can get that compilation for the Nintendo Switch. All right, next up is Kirby's Adventure right here. I was able to find this on Facebook Marketplace, found a really good deal for it, was able to go pick it up, and yeah, happy to have this Kirby game for the NES. Next up is Kid Icarus. You don't hear a lot of people talk about Kid Icarus because I believe there are only like 2 or 3 games out there for Kid Icarus, and one of those games is on the NES. So very happy to finally have this game and look forward to playing it as well. All right, then I got Journey of Silius. This is another like side scroller shooter, and yeah, was able to pick this up from one of my local retro video game stores. Ended up bringing in some games for trade credit and was able to get it. And yeah, I heard this is a really fun one too, so can't wait to check this out. Then I got a return of a favorite, Disney's Tailspin. For those of you that have watched my NES video, and if not, I'll be sure to put a link in the description. This was one of the games that I included in that video, but the front label was pretty worn and very damaged, so I ended up having to get a replacement and found one with a really nice clean label, as you can see. So yeah, Tailspin, this is definitely a shmup or shoot 'em up for the NES. Definitely happy to have this. And the very last NES game that I have here is Tiny Toon Adventures 2. This is a sequel to the first game. In my last pickups video, I believe I showed the first game, so I'm definitely happy to have the second game in my collection. So yeah, those are all of the NES pickups that I was able to get recently. And now I'm gonna continue moving forward with some more retro video games. So I have been doing trades here and there with Easy Gamers. He's a really cool content creator on this platform. If you haven't checked out his channel, I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. Definitely go check it out if you are interested in game hunting videos and collecting on that front. But anyhow, him and I ended up doing another trade, and I was able to score some really awesome N64 games. But before I get to those, I'm gonna first start off with some N64 games that I was able to find out in the wild, both at GameStop and at a retro video game store. So the first one from GameStop is Glover. There it is right there. Really nice, clean copy of Glover. The next one is Star Fox 64. We all know that this is a classic, so if you're gonna own an N64, you gotta have Star Fox. And then this other game right here is Mario Kart 64. So glad that I was able to find this at a local retro video game store so that I could spend time with my wife playing this game. We enjoy playing Mario Kart together, so it just made sense for us to be able to add this to the N64 collection. So happy about those. So yeah, and since I was able to continue doing some trades with Easy Gamers, now it's time for me to show you all exactly what I traded him for. So let's start off here. So he ended up giving me this postcard. This is like a WrestleMania event, I believe WrestleMania 6, and this is a Big Boss Man versus Akeem. So if any of you are into wrestling, then you'll recognize who these two guys are. But yeah, pretty cool, really neat postcard right there. And then he also hooked me up with this poster, which I really like receiving all these posters, really cool. I'm gonna have to work on framing them at some point. But yeah, this is from the very first Doom. So look at that, y'all, really cool poster. See, I got that. And then next up is a hack. He gave me The Legend of Zelda, The Missing Link. I have never heard of this hack before on the N64, but after doing a little bit of research, I believe this game takes place between Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. So I'm really looking forward to playing this at some point and maybe seeing a little bit of bridge between the games to see, you know, how are they able to, you know, join both games together. So this is like an intermediate game that is a hack, and yeah, can't wait to definitely check it out for sure. And then now on to some bangers here. I got 3 more N64 games that I was able to trade with Easy Gamers for. And the first one is NBA Showtime. NBA on NBC. And look, you can see Shaq on the front cover right there. And yes, this is a complete in-box N64 game. I do want to get some type of plastic protector or acrylic box for this just to preserve it. But yeah, this is probably one of the most electrifying and one of the best games, NBA games to play on the N64. So happy to have this in the collection now. Okay, now moving onward, the next N64 game, complete in box, is Jet Force Gemini. Look at that. And you might think it's sealed, but it's actually opened on one of the sides here. But anyhow, to be able to own a complete in-box N64 game is amazing. And as you can see at the time, it did go for $20 complete, wherever it was originally bought from. But yeah, I had to buy an acrylic case just to protect it. I'm so glad that I did. And yeah, so happy to have this in the collection. And then next up is another game, complete in box, and that is Conker's Bad Fur Day. Look at that. Once again, it's not sealed because it's actually open on like the side here, which is fine, but you know, it's pretty much covered in the plastic wrap for the most part. And yeah, this is also complete in box. I definitely had to make sure that I got an acrylic case for this, just because I wanted to make sure that I protect this as well. So yeah, the fact that I was able to trade Easy Gamers to get both of these, as well as NBA Showtime, all these complete in box N64 games, I am ecstatic and super excited. So yeah, I definitely want to say thank you so much, Easy Gamers. Appreciate you, man. And yeah, look forward to continue doing more future trades with you. All right, so now that those are out of the way, I have to move on to another content creator that I did some more trades with, and that is RJC Media. If you have not checked out his channel or heard of him, I will also put a link to his channel in the description below. And then once again, if you like game hunting, then you know, he's definitely one of the channels to check out as well too. So I ended up doing a trade with him, and I'm gonna share all the games that I traded for. So the first game is Disney's Aladdin, Nasiri's Revenge. I've never played this, and I've also never heard of Nasiri, but she's apparently the twin sister of Jafar. So this is her getting revenge on Aladdin for defeating Jafar. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. Looking forward to that. The next game is Rampage World Tour. Don't need to go into detail about that because most of you should know what Rampage is. X-Men Mutant Academy 2. This is the sequel fighting game to the first X-Men Academy. I also have Spot Goes to Hollywood. Spot is the mascot for the 7-Up soda. So yeah, happy to have this as well. And then this is the first Tekken, which is the one that I was missing. I have 2 and 3, but I needed 1. So glad to have this fighting game for the PS1 now. The next one is Time Crisis. Oh my goodness. I enjoyed playing Time Crisis in the arcades growing up. And yeah, happy to have this on console, the very first Time Crisis game. Okay, so the next game is Wu-Tang, Shaolin style. And this is pretty much like a beat 'em up fighting game featuring all the MCs or rappers from the Wu-Tang Clan. So yeah, happy to have this. So yeah, those are all of the games that I traded with RJC Media for right here. Happy to have all these in the collections. And yeah, I want to also say thank you to you too, man. And I look forward to doing future trades with you as well. Now moving forward, I have a couple more games here, PS1 games specifically. This one came from GameStop, was able to find it for a really good price, and that's Duke Nukem Land of the Babes. I believe there's like 3 Duke Nukem games on the PS1, and I have one. This will be the second one, and I think I just need to get the third one. So yeah, happy to have this in the collection. And then the last game is a Working Designs title. This will officially be the second Working Designs game in my collection. I do have a Working Designs game on the PS2 that involves mechs, but with this one, I was really wanting to make sure that I get this game, and that game is Alundra. Awesome. And it's not complete, it's missing the manual, but this is a 1-disc game. So all I need to do at some point is just find the manual. And what's cool is that I do have the sequel to this game. So the fact that I'm able to get a hard copy, a physical copy, if you will, of the first game is amazing. So yeah, definitely happy to add that to the collection. And with that being said, those are all of the PS1 games that I got. So now let's go ahead and move over to some modern games, right? Like we've gone through some retro games here between the NES, the N64, and the PS1. So let's go ahead and jump into some more modern titles, starting with this stack here. Get this down. Okay, so for the Switch, I have 2 games in one franchise for the Switch right here. With the first game being Fatal Frame Made in a Black Water, as well as Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. I am in the process of collecting all the Fatal Frame games across all different platforms, and that definitely includes these 2. Now, these 2 are available for the PS4 through PlayAsia, but what I've been told and what I've seen from gameplay online, it's that they are best played with the Nintendo Switch because you can pretty much use the frame of the, well, not frame, but you can use the screen on the Switch in order to you know, take different photos because you have to use a camera in this game. So yeah, the fact that I can own both of these on the Switch, I'm super ecstatic as I continue growing and building my collection and collecting for all the Fatal Frame games. And then let's see, the next one involves a bunch of different fighting games, and that's the Capcom Fighting Collection. So I was able to double dip and get it on the Nintendo Switch as well as the PS4. So I know at the end of this month, the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection is supposed to come out. So I had to make sure that I ended up picking up this game first, and was happy to do so through Video Games Plus. So yeah, that's those. So moving forward, I'm going to show a bunch of different PS5 games, with the first one being Godfall. Was able to pick this up for $5 at a pawn shop locally. happy about that. And then this game I ended up getting from GameStop. It's the Lord of the Rings Gollum, which I believe is one of the worst one of the worst PS5 games ever created. But there's going to be a video where I have a bunch of different PS5 games that I'm going to be doing reviews on, and it's on games that were poorly reviewed, right? And this is one of them. That being said, there are a few more games that meet that criteria. The Walking Dead Destinies right here. Also got this one from GameStop. Skull Island Rise of Kong. And Grey Hill Incident, right? So pretty much all of these PS5 games, right, that I just mentioned, like all of these, along with Avatar: The Last Airbender Quest for Balance, I'm going to basically do a series where I play and review all of these games since they were poorly reviewed. So yeah, got those PS5 games there. And moving forward, I got one PS4 game. That is the Contra Anniversary Collection. Really cool, right? And this is from Limited Run. You can see on the spine here. And yeah, this includes Contra Arcade, Super Contra, Contra NA, Contra Japan, Super C, Contra 3, The Alien Wars, Operation C, Contra Hard Corps, Super Probector, Alien Rebels, and Probector. So it includes all of those games on one disc, and I'm super excited to play this when I have time. All right, next up is a shoot 'em up or shmup on the PS5 that has been highly recommended by a lot of content creators, and that's Signy or Signi All Guns Blazing by Konami. To be honest with you, I first heard about this game because Easy Gamers actually informed me about it. So without him, I would not have even known about this game. So I'm definitely happy that he informed me that it was coming out. But yeah, happy to have this physically on the PS5. And then I have a two-parter here. I have The Last of Us Part 1 and The Last of Us Part 2. Why? Because they ended up remaking these games for the PS5, and I'm such a huge fan of this series that I had to get both. And was able to get them both for a really great price at GameStop. All right, next up is a game called High on Life. And in this game, what's interesting is that there's this alien gang that is pretty much coming to Earth, right? And they want to use humans to develop drugs. So you basically play as this kid who gets involved, and he's going up against this alien gang, and he ends up using their own technology against them. So yeah, it's called High on Life. This is the Game of the Year edition for the PS5. Happy to have this and looking forward to diving into this one as well. All right, next up is Shadows of the Damned, and this is actually a remaster of the original game, which you can honestly find on the PS3 or the Xbox 360. I just happen to have it for the PS3 here, but yeah, this is the remaster that was literally just released by Limited Run, at the end of October. So yeah, happy to have this one in the collection now, and looking forward to see, what changes they made with the game. And then the last PS5 game is one that is very notable as of right now. It is a Game of the Year contender, according to a lot of people out there, and that is Astro Bot. Super happy to have Astro Bot in the collection. It's gonna have to go into the backlog for a little while because I still need to complete the Astro Bot game that came on the PS5. I haven't finished it yet, so when I finish that one, I'll jump over and play this one. But yeah, happy to have Astro Bot in the collection. So I have one more PS5 game that I do want to showcase, and that game actually came out toward the end of October, and that game is known as East 10 Nordics. Now this is the limited edition that you would get if you ended up pre-ordering or buying the game from NIS America, and I specifically wanted this game for the PS5, so I went ahead and pre-ordered it, and it ended up coming in the mail last week or so. So yeah, East 10 Nordics. And what's cool about this limited edition is that it also came with this really cool sling bag that you can see here. Look at that, it says Nordics. Yeah, East 10 Nordics right here. There's the Falcom tag that's right there. So yeah, the fact that I was able to score both of these for a limited edition, I'm super happy. And I do look forward to playing East 10 Nordics at some point. So yeah. So with all that being said, those are all of the PS5 games that I've been able to pick up recently, along with that that one PS4 game that's right there with the Contra collection. All right, as we keep trucking along here, now that we've looked at some modern games, I want to go back to retro, and let's just go through this stack quickly. All right, the first game is Infamous 2. I wanted to make sure that I get both of the standalone versions of Infamous 1 and 2, since I have the Infamous collection already on the PS3. So yeah, got that one. And then I have Deadly Premonition, the director's cut. This is really cool. I found this at GameStop for a value that was under market value, so I had to pick it up. Castlevania Lords of Shadow. This is the first game. I'll be on the hunt for the second game for sure. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I had no idea that Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was released on the PS3. I must have skipped it, or it must have evaded my mind in some manner, but the fact that I have it now, I can definitely look forward to playing this on the PS3. This is the game called Magus, and it is complete, brand new, completely sealed. This is one of the rare games on the PS3. It's not that good of a game. It's considered to be a horrible game, but what's cool and unique is that this character that you play as has a bunch of different magic abilities, including having the ability to fly. So yeah, definitely had to pick up Magus. This game is hard to find on the PS3, very hard to find, let alone brand new and sealed. All right, next up is In-Game. I was able to pick this up earlier this week, and this is a light gun shooter for the PS2. Suikoden 3 or Suikoden 3, however you pronounce that. I was able to find this at GameStop, and I will be looking for Suikoden 4 and 5. And yeah, was able to get it complete as well. So that's a plus. I also picked up Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. I have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 on the Nintendo GameCube. And I told myself, okay, I have 3, now I gotta get 4. And here it is. Found it in excellent condition right here, complete. So happy to add that to the collection. Next up is a few Xbox titles, brand new, with the first one being Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance. If you never played the Metal Gear Solid series, just dive in. But this version alone has some exclusive content for the OG Xbox, and that's why I decided to pick it up. But yeah, it's sealed, brand new. Next up is Knight's Apprentice. This is an OG Xbox exclusive, where you pretty much play as Mimerick, and he is the apprentice to Merlin the Wizard. So if you know about the whole King Arthur story, then it's set in that type of universe, and yeah, you're an apprentice to a wizard. All right, got another OG Xbox exclusive, and it's called Raises Hell. And yeah, it's also sealed as well, brand new. In this game, you play as Raiz, and the land that he's living in is being colonized by this princess and her minions. Her minions are called Culets, which are these little creatures here. So it's pretty much, you playing as Raiz, which you can see him right there, and he's trying to, stop the princess and her minions from taking over his land through colonization. Pretty interesting, right? All right, now moving forward to some spooky games, with the first one being Siren. I don't hear a lot of people talk about Siren. This is the first game on the PS2. I know that the second game was released in the PAL region and maybe Japanese region only, but this is the very first game. And the premise of this game is that there's this rural Japanese village that ends up becoming surrounded by a sea of red, and over time the residents or the villagers are transformed into what is called a shibito, which is an undead zombie-like being. So this is like a horror game where you're able to, in a sense, play as different characters and see from their viewpoint on how things unfold on this island where this village is located. So yeah, Siren for the PS2. I know that you can get this digitally on the PS3, and there is a PS3 version of Siren that was released in the PAL region and Japan region, where it's like a reimagining of the first game. So I'm definitely gonna make sure that I pick those up in the future, but for right now, glad to have the first game on the PS2. All right, next up is Silent Hill Shattered Memories. This is for the Wii, and it is completely sealed. This is brand new. This is a reimagining of the first Silent Hill game, which I think is really cool. So you continue to play as Harry Mason. He's looking for his daughter, but it's set in a completely different type of universe, so to speak, where it's not just all like, you know, a bunch of fog like it is in the first Silent Hill game. So yeah, definitely happy to have this one on the Wii. People say that this is the definitive version because you can find this game on the PS2, super pricey, as well as the PSP. Apparently, the Wii version is the most definitive version that's out there if you are comfortable, you know, with the controls. But for me, I am comfortable and happy to have this in the collection. And speaking of Silent Hill, man, this is a banger. This is a banger right here for the PS2, and it is Silent Hill 3. Look at that. Really nice, clean copy. It is not brand new. It is like new. But yeah, you play as Heather Morris in this game. And what's unique about this version is that it not only comes with the disc for the game, but it also comes with the soundtrack. So I have all of that included inside here. And yeah, happy to add this Silent Hill game to my collection. For those of you that may not know, I am on a journey to collect all the Silent Hill games across all the platforms. So as I continue knocking them out, I'll continue sharing them in any future pickups video. Now, the last box here, let's go ahead and go through it. The last box here is a special one for sure, because this game released not that long ago, really, maybe like a couple weeks or so ago. And yeah, you know, if you watch my recent short, then you know exactly what this game is. This is Silent Hill 2. This is the remake for the PS5. So yeah, was able to, you know, put it in a plastic protector until I do play it, because I do want to play the one on the PS2 first. So yeah, and with that being said, like, you know, I didn't just get the game, but GameStop had a bunch of different like collectibles and items that you can get for the game, because they didn't release a collector's edition. So I'm gonna go through all of those collectibles as we speak. With the first one being this trucker hat for Silent Hill 2. You can see that it has pyramid head on the sides. So I think that's really cool. Like the fact that it says Silent Hill 2 right there. That's awesome. And then also picked up a shirt. There were two shirts that were available, but I wanted this one because it shows pyramid head on the front right here. Look at that, right? Man, he looks scary for sure. So yeah, happy to pick this up, and it is branded with Silent Hill 2. You know, there's a tag right there. Awesome deal. All right, next up, what can I show? Aha, yes. I ended up picking up this really cool logo light for Silent Hill 2. And if I press that right here, you can see it lights up. And if I lean it down some, you may not be able to see it, so I probably will have to like do a future video of some sort. But it says, this town called you on the bottom, and there's blood in the corner here. So yeah, a logo light for Silent Hill 2. Really, really cool. Not only that, but I wanted to make sure that I get the controller holder, which is right here in box, and it says welcome to Silent Hill. So happy to have that down. And then this is a performance gripper set for the controller itself, and it also includes a limited edition necklace, right? So it says limited 6,000 worldwide. You can see right there. But yeah, really cool to own. And then since I, ended up picking up the controller holder as well as the performance grip set, your boy had to make sure that he got the wireless PC controller here, which is awesome. This thing looks so cool. Let's open it up here, at least like the front of it. And yeah, it's Bluetooth, really awesome, really unique design. What's also cool too is that like the very front faceplate of the controller comes out, or you can remove it and it'll show like basically blood behind the controller. You can actually see a glimpse of it on the back of the box here. But yeah, if you remove the faceplate completely, you'll see like the blood splatter. So yeah, man, I had to make sure that I get all of those items just because, Konami did not release a collector's edition for Silent Hill 2, and I'm happy that I did. So with that being said, the box is empty. Okay, everyone, so those are all of my recent pickups, which included a very nice mixture of both retro and modern video games. I do hope that you were all able to find something to your liking or interest in this video. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below, what was your favorite pickup from this video? And are there any titles that you are wanting to add to your own personal collection? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, I just want to say thank you all so much for supporting the channel and even supporting the content that I create. It has officially been a year since I started YouTube as a content creator, specifically for video games. And it's been awesome just to see the growth in the channel and just the engagement with all of you. So yeah, I'm gonna keep pushing forward. This is only the beginning. I am just getting started. So for any of you who have not subscribed to the channel, if this is your first time watching a video of the channel, then I do encourage you to go on ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and hit the like button for this video, and also turn on all of your notifications. That way you can be notified every time that I drop a new video. So with that being said, thank you all again for your continued support, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Until then, I'm out.